Comfy is going to explain to me Magical Girl Aura. Welcome to the podcast. Hello. Explain to me Magical Girl Aura, please.
So it's the Magical Girl show, where this, like, I don't know, 14 to 16-year-old girl, because that's the age you are when you become a magical girl.
As is tradition.
She like becomes a magical girl, but when she goes through the transformation, instead of getting like a cute skirt and everything and becoming like hella cute, she does get the cute skirt, but she also turns into this big ass buff dude. So it just becomes, here, I'll find a picture for you because I feel like you'd really like it as like a gag thing. I haven't watched it, but I feel like you seeing this as a gag would be like, all right, yeah. So let me put this in the Weebs chat for you.
Gotcha.
Basically, that's what they transform into.
Oh, cool. That is an image of very ripped men in like ripped dresses. So that's fun.
It's an interesting.
Okay, Discord is doing the dumb.
I watched it, but I have a friend who was really into it.
Cop, are you hearing Comfy do the dumb in Discord?
I can hear Comfy, yeah.
Okay, I'm having issues with Discord.
It might be me.
Maybe. 1 sec.
Figured it out.
All right, we good? Maybe.
Close enough.
I mean, Discord can be butt sometimes. We should probably. That's a lot more work though. We all record separate audio. I don't want to do it. I don't have time. Anyway, yeah.
We should start doing that soon, but
we really should. But then who's gonna? That's a lot more work to edit it together.
It is.
It's a lot more work.
Yeah, but.
Anywho, all right. Welcome to the 2.5 Weebs podcast. Comfy was about to start telling me about that, and I was like, wait. Hold on, we should record this.
Probably a good idea
for the internet. Yeah. So anyway, hi, Comfy, Copper. How are you guys?
Hello.
Hello.
I'm good. I'm tired, as is tradition.
Yeah, understandable. Busy. As always. So yeah, this week we watched ReZero. I need to
update your title.
Yeah, I forgot to do that.
Don't worry, it's not like we started early for a gag. And now we're regretting.
No. I should have updated it before.
That'd be crazy. Oh, wait. While he's doing that, I'm going to open this package that I got from Amazon.
Oh, no. Welcome to the unboxing podcast. Oh, God.
Actually, it's more like an unbagging.
Unbagging con? Yeah. Unbagging.
What do you call the yellow envelopes that Amazon sends everything in if it's under a certain size?
I don't know, a shipping envelope?
Yeah, the unshipping enveloping.
Gotcha. Hey, what's in there? Is it fun stuff?
Yeah, it's my gift for my brother. It's a wrist rest for your keyboard.
Very cool. Shiny. I should probably replace mine. It's very old.
I should probably get one.
Wait, you just got one because your brother just gave you one.
No, it's my gift for my brother that I just
bought. Oh, okay. Got it. Understandable.
Yeah.
So yeah, how's your guys' week been? Good?
It's been weeky.
Good weeky? Or good been weeky?
It's been a week.
Been a week. Same. Yep. Relatable. What's that, Copper?
Said yep.
He said that it has also been a week.
I don't know if that's
crazy how that works
or bad things. I'm not really sure, but like, yeah, been pretty normal. Been working. We all have.
Nice.
Been doing overtime at work. We're very busy.
I logged in to save Saint 14 on Tuesday and haven't done anything since then.
Yeah, I've been going really hard in Destiny as per usual.
He's in the tower now.
He is in the tower now.
It's wonderful.
See, we usually ramble about Destiny after a while, but we're doing it first this time.
I mean, we should probably ramble about the show that we watched this week.
I mean, at some point.
We can come back to that.
Doesn't really matter. But yeah.
So,
ReZero.
ReZero starts off like every other isekai, where you have a dude shopping at a gas station for ramen and potato chip.
Well, this one is a little different because it never actually shows how he gets there. Like right off the bat, like he's just
Yeah,
there. Like he's at the shop, and then like
he just blinks and he's in another world.
yeah, which
He
is
like
interesting.
He doesn't
starts picking up
die.
He's like, yes, this is gonna
Usually
be
they
great.
die first.
Usually they die first, or there's a portal or a magic spell, something. Usually
Yeah.
there's something that shows them how they get to the other world, which is
Yeah, so just for going through the other shows in Isekai Quartet, for Overlord, he was trapped being already logged into a game. Tanya, he died.
Yes.
Konosuba, he died.
Yep.
And then
Death
Shield
is,
Hero,
Birdie.
Shield Hero, he did not die. He got sucked through a book.
Shield Hero, he got summoned, and Shield
He
Hero
got
is going to be in
summoned.
the next season of Isekai Quartet as well.
So yeah, there are generally two ways isekais usually start. It's either they get summoned through magic from the other world that brings them over, or they die in their world and they get reborn somewhere else.
Uh-huh.
And they at this point where they were caught up with ReZero, they still haven't fully explained how he got there, but we have a general idea of it.
Yeah, but from the
Go ahead.
from the first part here, we don't know. Like the first 3 episodes, like we don't know. He just kind of shows up. He's there, and has to deal with the oddity that is the other world.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, what is the name of this world that he goes to?
I forget. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
I don't know if they mentioned it in the first 3 episodes. I can't remember if they do or not.
I don't think so.
I feel like they probably did, but I never paid attention to it.
I think they mentioned the city or the kingdom he's in, but not the world itself.
Maybe that might be it.
They name the kingdom because when he's talking to a character who we'll discuss later, and I have very strong opinions about, she's all like, well, we're in this kingdom. Where are you from? He's like, oh, well, I'm from a small
Do you mean best girl?
small place to the east. Are you kidding me? If you want to start this fight, you will lose.
Oh, you think? Wait, who's best girl and what?
We'll get Dale. This show. This
show has some really hardcore fans when it comes to waifu material.
Oh
and
God.
there is a large
Oh yeah,
argument
yeah.
over
Because
certain characters.
in the intro they show off the like pink and blue haired,
Right.
like maid people.
Yeah, that's Rem and Ram. Ram
They
has
have-
the pink hair. Rem has the blue hair.
Yeah, they haven't shown up in the
Ram-
3 episodes.
They are literally introduced in episode 4. I kid you not.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
it's literally one episode later.
The first 3 episodes is a really, really good setup for this show.
It is. It shows off what's going on with our main character, which is cool.
And
How he
the
kind of
first
works.
episode, they make the first
And-
episode an hour as well, which I think does this show
Yes.
a lot of favors.
Yeah,
It does.
I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't mind having the longer
episode.
episode because it was a very long intro. Basically, you get to see this kid. He wakes up in this world that he's completely unaware of what's happening. He's in a tracksuit. He's got his plastic bag with a ramen and potato chips, which does not fit in with the rest of the world. He goes into a dark alley and then starts getting his fucking ass beat because they want to mug him.
So he realizes he's in another world, and he's
Yes.
trying to figure it out because he plays a lot of games. He's a nerd. He's one of those characters.
Nerd.
And so he's trying to figure things out. He's like, all right, well, I don't understand the language. Like, what's going on here? And he's talking to like the merchant. The merchant's like, these are appas. They're just apples. But it's like, look, our world is different than yours. So, and the merchant obviously gets mad at him because he's broke and has no money, which he is very unapologetic about being broke. So that's interesting. But then he walks into an alley and he's trying to like get his ducks in a row. He's like, all right, where am I? What do I need to do? How do I get money?
It's really hard to get ducks to stay put when you line them up.
It's real. Oh my
It's-
gosh, they
it's-
love just running around.
It's really hard.
I also don't know why that's a phrase, but it's a good phrase.
I don't know either. I really don't.
So he's in the alley trying to figure everything out, and these dudes show up and they're like, "Hey, give us all your money or we're gonna beat you up." And he's like, You can't do that. I'm way better than you. And then this little blonde girl shows up.
Well, the
And
whole time
before
he's
she can do
expecting,
anything-
he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna learn my secret power for being in the isekai."
Yeah.
Because he's
Yeah,
like,
he's
oh, I've
like-
seen this in manga, so I probably have some sort of like
He's
special
like,
ability.
I gotta have a protagonist power or something.
Right.
Like that's what he calls it. He's like, I have to have protagonist power, and he doesn't yet.
You figure it out.
So he punches one dude. Oh, sorry, little blonde thief girl shows up and is like, not my problem, and runs away. We'll get back to her later.
Yes.
And then our good boy Subaru just runs in.
I love how
punches-
he's named after a car.
Yeah,
That's
well,
probably
I mean,
not it, but
look at his character. He's all about one thing, and that's finding love. And we all know that love is what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
God damn it. I am upset.
Have I had that one in the chamber ready to go? Absolutely.
God damn it.
So
I'm not mad though. That was well done.
it wasn't. Don't give me that. So he, little blonde girl, thief girl shows up, disappears. He decides to start fighting these people who there are 3 of them and 1 of him. He does surprisingly well because
He
for
beats
some
2
reason
of
he
them,
actually
doesn't he?
has muscles. He actually has muscles and stuff.
Yeah, they
like, he
talk
works out.
about it. He's like,
Yeah, he's not your normal like stuck
He's-
in a room like
So
flabby
he-
nerd.
Well, he is.
I
but
feel
he
attacked.
also like takes care of his physical body a lot better than most people would, and they make a point of that. So, like in Konosuba, for example, you have Kazuma, who is weak, who is garbage, who has nothing going for him. And then in this, like they
That's
make
rude.
statements on it. Even when he meets first girl, she's like, "You have muscles, but like these aren't muscles you get from like working. These are like vanity muscles."
Yes.
But so he basically gets just a little bit, and girl with some white hair shows up and she's like, "I'm gonna save him because I can." The 3 people, those 3 dudes that are all mean, all run away because they're afraid of magic, and she was shooting some ice crystals or something. They were kind of green. It looked like ice, but it wasn't.
you know that
ice.
you know
They
that
make a
green
point.
ice. You know,
Oh, listen, I really like ice powers. Some of my favorites.
cool.
So she shows up, saves him, uses her magic to heal him. He wakes up and he's being cradled by one of the main characters of Cats the movie.
Yeah, I really hated. I thought that was kind of like creepy. So the
You
the
don't
blonde,
like
the
Puck?
white haired girl with the magic power has like a little tiny floaty cat thing that they call a spirit, which I assume is exactly what it sounds like. Somebody who died, who is bound to a little crystal thing.
It's closer to like a spirit in the sense of like Japanese religion where they like exist in the water and the land and stuff, rather than somebody who's died and has their spirit wandering around.
Got it.
Yeah, like a fairy.
Like
It's
a fairy?
closer to a fairy than
Gotcha.
like a dead person. But
Okay.
same general. And that's Puck. He's a cat. And so this girl, this white-haired girl, is like, "Hey, I saved your life, so you got to tell me where's the thing that I'm looking for." And he's like, "I have no goddamn idea. I'll be real with you. Like, you're super hot, and I'd help you out however I could, but I don't know." And she's like, "All right, well, that's all I wanted from you, so bye." And then starts like walking away, and he's like, "What? That's not how this works. Like, aren't I supposed to help you?" Or she kind of just tries to get him to go away, and he's like, "I'm gonna help this girl no matter what happens." And
Yeah.
they go on their little cutesy where they go ask around, and he draws a rough drawing of the little thief girl that he's pieced together must have taken her little like badge. I don't remember what it's called. It's very important.
The family crest, she calls it. I think
Yeah.
something like that.
So they're trying to find this girl who took her family crest, and they're hanging out, and he's like, "Hey, you know what? We've been hanging out for a while. I'll be real, but I don't know your name. Who are you?" And she's just like, "My name is Satella." which was a lie, because she's rude. They also go, this is where they start talking about like, where are you from? And he's like, oh yeah, I'm from like this place to the east. It's like, okay, well, we're on the ocean. There is nothing to the east here. So what the fuck are you talking about? I'm trying to get all of my ducks in a row. And then, oh yes, they save a lost child because that's relevant. And it turns out that the shopkeep who was a dick earlier was the father of that lost child. So he suddenly feels like a terrible person and decides to be nice to them all of this sudden. So they all decide to go to the slums because that's a great idea.
That is where you go to get stabbed.
So
By the way.
they go to the slums and they're like, hey, we're looking for this place. It's like, okay, well, you should check out the loot house. That's going to be your best bet. Live strong. And it's like, they just keep walking. And then it our good spirit boy from the movie Cats has to go to sleep because it's past 5 p.m. and that's after his work hours. So
Well, like he has
Cats
to
on.
he has to rest. If he doesn't rest, he'll like
But he
What happens?
He's
I
usually
don't know.
like from 9 to 5 and they make a joke about it's like work hours.
Yeah, he can't stay as manifested when it's nighttime.
Well, he can, but he only has so much energy, and he decides to use it during the day. He has about like 8 hours, so he aims for 9 to 5 because that's generally when you're needed most.
Yeah.
Because that's what his contract is. Because the way that spirits are bound is they sign a contract with them. So they find the loot house. It's all dark out. It's super creepy. Subaru walks in. And he's like, wow, nothing bad could possibly be happening. The world, everything's dark. This place is super sketchy. He looks over and sees one of the largest men he's ever seen literally cut in half. And he's like, wow, that would suck if it happened to me. And then he gets stabbed.
yes.
Like murder stabbed. Not like a light stabbing. This is like he's cut in half.
He's like, oh, I'm dead now.
Yeah, and then he starts bleeding
then-
out. And then the white-haired girl walks in the door like, hey, what's going on? She gets stabbed. And then they bleed out together and die.
And then he wakes up.
And then he wakes up. No, he doesn't wake up. He basically respawns right in front of the merchant from the first. Literally the first
wakes
moment
up
he gets
right in
taken
front of the
into the
merchant.
new world.
Yep.
And
And-
then you kind of learn that he has been Groundhog Dayed, and that is his isekai power.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one way of putting it. Yeah.
Yeah.
He respawns. Yeah, if he dies, he comes back to life.
At the beginning of the day.
Well, it becomes a checkpoint system.
Oh,
Yeah,
God
he
damn it.
respawns at a save point, basically.
God damn it.
They
So
explain it
lame.
later on because they haven't figured it out completely.
I hate it.
He's pulled into the world by somebody else, and that person has a goal that they're trying to get him to accomplish. And so basically, when he is unable to accomplish that goal or meets his end, that person is resetting him so that he can get it done. But he doesn't know exactly what that goal is or who pulled him in or whatever. They do heavily hint at it later on. It's the believe it or not, when he does come back to the first checkpoint, he sees white-haired girl and he's like, hey, Satella. And she's like, why the fuck would you call me by a cursed name? Like, why are you calling me racial slur? Just because I'm a half-elf and my hair is white, you get to call me the name of the jealous witch? And it's like, okay, calm down. You told me that was your... I'm kind of mad about it now.
Yes.
But so, that's basically how the first episode ends. 2 is him going through and basically figuring out this cycle and trying to make it work. So this one, he takes a different route. Kinda. He goes into the alley again because he's an idiot, but this time he decides to beat up all 3 guys. And he does a good job. White-haired girl doesn't show up because she's mad at him.
Yep.
Because he kind of called her by a cursed name. But in this one, instead of following the white-haired girl, he's following the blonde-haired thief girl. So he goes immediately over to the loot house where it's going to be. He meets with the guy there, and he's like, "Hey, I'm trying to like buy this. I'm trying to buy this thing that your thief is getting for you. Like, I wanna buy it off of you. I don't have any money, but I have this cell phone. Now you don't know what this is, but it takes pictures, and pictures are really cool." And the dude looks at it, and he's like, "Oh my god, this is a magical line. You could get like 20 holy coins for this. That's crazy." And they basically talk for a little while. Nothing really happens at this point, but it does a lot of character development for someone who you literally only saw cut in half in the back and dead.
Yes. I like his
And
character. He's
then-
basically like an old giant.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah,
He's great.
he's cool.
So him and Little Thief Girl, whose name is Felt, she is important. She shows and answers all the questions to get the secret password, comes inside. Subaru starts bargaining. He's like, "Listen, I want to do this." He's like, "All right, well, we'll wait until my client comes in, and we'll talk to my client, and I'll let you two bid for it." Client comes in, some creepy lady. Her name is Elsa, not related to the Disney movies whatsoever, unless Disney got a lot bloody. So, Elsa walks in. "Hey, I want to buy that thing from you now." "Okay." Elsa's like, "I have 10 holy coins." It's like, "Okay, well, his phone is worth 20. I have 20 holy coins." Like, "Okay, well, his phone's probably worth more than 20. If that's all you have, then it's not worth it." And she's like, "Okay, well, whatever. What are you going to do with this family crest?" He's like, "Oh, I'm just going to give it back to her." He's like, "All right, well, I'm going to have to kill you now."
And she kills everybody.
And we get an actual fight scene, which is very well animated. I forgot that the budget for this show is really, really big.
Yeah, and it definitely shows in its animation.
It's very smooth. It's very clean. Even in like the lighter moments, like in the previous episode, they had an unnamed girl and I'm sidestepping it so hard right now. They had unnamed girl and Subaru sitting on a bridge looking at spirits, and it just looked beautiful, but there was no like hardcore fighting animation or anything.
Yeah.
Then basically Elsa gets really, really mad and really, really stabby, and kills everybody
stabby
there.
is the keyword. Very stabby.
Yes. It's more slicey, really. She aims for the bowels.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
basically
she
like
likes to-
she has a thing like, what do they call her? The butcher? Not the butcher.
Like the bowel hunter or something.
Yeah, which
Like no meme. It's kind of weird.
she's the bowel hunter. So yeah, she just likes to slice your gut open and then you slowly die, and it's terrible because she's a bitch. So yeah,
And
she
so-
kills everybody, and then did we talk about how
Kills
like
everybody.
she shows up way early and he's like, wow, she really would have done better without me.
No.
Wait, was that in a later episode? Might have been in a later episode.
It's he dies early. Or he dies at the loot house with white hair. He dies at the loot house with Felt and Old Man, and then we have our final day,
Right. Okay.
which is
I know that they made a joke about it where somebody knocked on the door while they were at the loot house.
She does show up.
Was this the final?
It's the next day though.
Oh, okay, okay. And they make a joke. He's like, "Wow, she really would be better off without me because he slowed her down."
Yeah. So, oh wait, no, was it that day?
I don't remember, but I do remember it being a joke, and I kind of
think
chuckled.
it actually. You know what? I think it was because the next day she shows up at a different time.
Got it.
But so in the final day, he wakes up, he goes into his alley, and he's sitting there like, "God damn it, I'm so done with this. This is so stupid. I hate this." The three guys show up, and he's like, "I'm gonna do the thing that I never thought to do before," and he just screams for help. It's like, "Guards, help me, please!
Please save
I'm dead
me!
inside."
I'm gonna
and-
get stabbed.
He like, and then the dudes are like, "Wow, okay, he scared me for a second. Good thing nobody cares." The best swordsman in the entire kingdom shows up,
Yeah,
Because-
just randomly happened to go by.
Because of course.
It's like,
It's my day off, but I heard you yelling, so here I am to help.
Yeah, Reinhard shows up
No, it's Reinhardt. Why'd you say Reinhardt?
because it's a D.
What? Oh, no.
Yeah, sorry, champ. He's Reinhard.
Okay.
Came out before Overwatch. Fight me.
I don't care.
So
Anywho.
he shows up and he's like, "Wow, we did such a good job." And he's like, "No, like you literally just showed up and waved around your big dick and then left." He's like, "Nah, you and me, we're a great team together. What's your name?" He's like, "Subaru. Who are you?" He's like, "I'm Reinhardt." He's like, "Wow, you are so nice. Why are you like this?" He's like, "I can't help how charming I am." So
It's like
then-
the anti-vengeance.
yeah, he's like, "Well, I need to do some things. Just do me a favor. Have you seen a white-haired girl walking around?" And he's like, "No, not really." He's like, "All right, well, if you do, tell her not to go to the loot house, no matter what."
because people like to listen to directions.
Yeah. And now he has all the information of he has a cell phone that's worth money. He knows where the loot house is. He knows who has the pendant, and he knows when he needs to be there. So this is the one. I'm trying to figure out if this is the one where she shows up early. This is actually really messing me up.
She shows up here. He's not expecting her to show up, and she shows up here.
Yeah. Well, so first
like,
he goes to the
he's like, "What are you doing here?"
house and tries to meet with her there, and then she's like, "Well, we gotta have you meet with my. I can't just take your word that that's worth like 20 holy coins. I need the guy at the loot house to check it." He's like, "All right, cool. Let's go now. Hurry, fast, really quick, before your client shows up." They go to the loot house, do the same thing, and he's like, "All right, cool, good deal, let's go." He's like, "Oh, I mean, we haven't made the deal yet, man. Calm yourself." And they go through a lot of the same motions that they went through the night before. Where it's like, "This is worth this much money." They take a picture with it. It's like, "Oh wow, that's so cool." They decide, "Hey, we're going to. I think that's a good idea." And then the door starts knocking, and they all freak out, or he freaks out because they're like, "Oh, our client's showing up." And then in walks white-haired girl, who I feel like we got her name at some point by this time.
We did. We have her name now.
Yeah, her
He
name's
gets it.
Amelia.
No, she doesn't
gets
give.
it,
She doesn't give her that until the end of the third episode.
It's the end of the third episode.
Is
Yes,
it the
it
end of the
is.
third
Yes.
episode?
Well,
Yes, it is.
Amelia, because it's just easier. So Amelia walks in and she's just like, "All right, well, I don't know what's going on, but I was told not to come here, so I'm here." Like, "All right, cool. Yes, that's what we want. That's exactly what we want. I told you not to show up, and you did. I guess. Thanks." And they all do a whole bunch of shenanigans. Foul Slicer Lady shows up. There's a bunch of fighting. Catboy is helpful to a degree. They do a lot of ice magic and stuff. It gets really slippery.
No, he's helpful until he's like, "Well, my shift's over. I guess I gotta go." No, he was
he
tired.
is helpful until he has to clock out. He is a minimum wage employee.
What a dick.
Listen. If you were getting paid 9 to 5, you're working 9 to 5. All right.
I mean, but anywho,
To be fair, Puck did try to stay longer and help out.
he did. He just got
make a solid
really
effort.
tired. He got really sleepy.
I mean, if you run out of energy that quickly, you're gonna quit. So, fight goes on. Old man dies again because, as is tradition.
Actually, doesn't die this time.
Old man
he-
it's severely wounded in the corner.
Oh yeah, very
again.
severely wounded.
Yes.
Like he almost is dead, but like
Later they'll use
he
the
survives.
force to heal or something.
God damn it.
And then basically it's a really cool and well animated fight scene where they mix magic with a lot of martial attacks, and I really enjoy it. And then Reinhard shows up out of nowhere. He's like, "Sorry, I'm late, Subaru." Like, dude, are you okay? And then Amelia, they take out Bowel Hunter, for the most part, she's still like alive and escapes.
Yeah.
But Amelia, being the person that she is like, well, as long as I got my pendant back, there's nothing wrong here.
And then, of course, Reinhardt sees the pendant and he's like, and then, like, there's a secret that you're going to learn the next episode. He's like, I need you all to come to me and I will blah, 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 blah.
You don't learn that until like way later on. But
What?
it does actually set up for something that matters.
Got it.
He sees Felt hand over the family crest and he's like, all right, you little blonde girl, you're coming with me. And Amelia's like, you're not going to kill them or anything. He's like, well, I'm a knight. I should have to. But it's my day off. So, you know.
Oh, no, he just arresting them because they were doing illegal stuff.
Yeah. He's like, but it's my day off. I'll let it slide. And so Reinhard takes Felt, the little thief girl, and Amelia takes Subaru, the little stabbed boy, because he got stabbed and hurt really bad.
Yes, trying to defend her.
He did successfully defend her.
Yes.
If he didn't do that, she would be dead. Like, for all intents and purposes, he actually does a lot. Like, you don't expect him to do literally anything, but he actually holds his own relatively well, considering this is a fantasy world and people are psychotic.
Subaru? Yeah. I mean, he somehow swings that giant club and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But turns out it was for naught because he still ends up getting gutted. But he survives this time because magic?
Yeah, they use the force.
Yeah, they heal him.
Yes.
So yeah, but that's pretty much the first 3 episodes. It sets up pretty much like the tone of the series where you're gonna get like a smaller arc of there is something going on and you need to figure out how to get to your next checkpoint. And a lot of the times it doesn't end how you would think it would, which is why I kind of like the show. I do despise the main character.
Subaru?
I hate Subaru so much.
Is that because he doesn't pick best girl? Actually, no, wait, he does pick best girl. That's the problem, isn't it?
No, so the problem is Subaru's entire like worldview in this is I'm going to make Amelia fall in love with me. That is his, like, that's all he does. He's like, she's gonna love me. And the only time he ever really talked to her was in an alternate timeline that no longer exists, and she has no idea who he is. He is given almost every single chance to make big moves that would give him his goal of hanging out with her, talking to her, and like figuring that stuff out, and he throws them almost all away because he's an idiot.
Relatable.
Then Best Girl shows up and she's like, hey, we have actual chemistry because we talk and we actually hang out together. And this is all scary and bad. We should run away together and live a happy life. And he's just like, sorry, I love Amelia. It's maddening. The dude,
it makes Comfy very angry.
it's so dumb. It's so ridiculously dumb.
You're ridiculously dumb.
I mean, yes,
sorry,
but
that
I
was
admit
rude.
it.
That's true. You do admit it.
Like, do I still like this show? Yes, I think it's an amazing concept and it's actually like really well done. There's also a new season coming out in the spring.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited for that because it looks like we're finally getting some answers to a lot of the stuff that we've been waiting on because this show came out 3-4 years ago.
Yeah, it's been a few years since this originally came out, and
I
we've
feel like it was 2016.
they left stuff dangling because they kind of knew they were getting another season. So
Yeah. Well, it was one of the breakout hits.
yes,
So it was one of the ones that
I
came out.
don't
And it was,
know why.
So did you not?
You don't
I'm gonna
like
take it
it?
you didn't like the
I
show.
did not give a single fuck about any of the things in this show. It's all terrible, and I hated it all. For no in particular reason other than, like, it's just fucking cringy anime the whole time. I'm just like, no, thank you.
Oh, see,
Hard
that's the
pass.
thing. One of the things I've heard about this show, or one of the opinions I've heard about the show is if you don't like the main character, you will hate the show. And man, he does the cringy anime protagonist thing a lot.
Not only that, there's so many fucking cliche things. Like Reinhardt is I've seen him in one episode and I fucking hate him.
Okay, now
I hate it.
in
Okay,
his
okay, listen,
in his
listen,
case, he's
listen,
supposed to be that way.
listen, Linda. The whole like
There's no
super
Linda
over the
here
top
except for you.
anime fight. What?
So there's no Linda here except for you.
Look, so the whole like fight at the end, where he fights the disemboweler bitch. They do the super anime thing where like it's just typical anime fight, and then he does the whole my big sword's not worth drawing on you. So he's gonna use the really shitty, crappy sword, and he does a whole magic anime special attack that destroys half a house. Destroys half a house, and she walks away almost unscathed, and the sword he was wielding was fucking destroyed. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Just terrible. Terrible, terrible. Terrible. Also terrible.
I think they all liked it.
I thought it
I
was
think they likes the show.
I think
Yeah.
it was really dumb.
I think he's a big fan.
Giant fan.
Wow. So that's gonna be that sounds like 1 vote for not liking the show, 1 vote for Amelia, and 1 vote for Rem. So I think you can call it a 3-way tie.
No, the show should go die. They just did so many just cringy anime tropes that I just don't fucking like.
Actually,
Like,
you know
please.
what, Copper? I think we're both wrong. I'm sorry. Rem and Amelia, they're not best girls.
Puck is.
No.
Beetlegoose. Beetlegoose is best girl.
Who? Who?
Don't worry about it.
Okay. All right.
Copper, do you remember who I'm talking about?
I don't.
Oh, let me.
It's been a while since I've watched this show, like through the complete thing. So
Oh, it's.
I'm probably gonna actually go back and watch it though, because I do like this show. The premise is very interesting with the whole, like, the reset thing is not really done elsewhere. So I like when shows do something that's unique like that, right?
Yeah. I think that the concept of it is really well done and it's really interesting. And I like the world. God, I hate Subaru.
I know.
I hate him so much. He's such a dumb character. So that's one of the reasons I like Konosuba a lot, is because the main character is just very self-aware. He's like, I don't care. This is garbage. This entire world is stupid. Screw everything. Just completely disillusioned. Subaru is constantly beaten down, murdered multiple times. Like, he dies a lot. And just like shown the worst things in the entire universe. And he's completely just like, oh yeah, this is a wonderful world. I'm so glad to be alive. It's like, dude, you just got your head smashed in by like a 10-foot large morning star swung around by a demon girl doing backflips. Yeah, I think that this is really a good world. I want to live here. It's like, dude, stop.
Poor guy. He's trying his best. Right.
He makes a lot of dumb decisions. I don't like him. He's the bad. He doesn't deserve happiness.
Yeah. I mean,
Rem deserves happiness.
Who does?
And that's what makes me sad.
Because they're happy is with him.
Yeah. She deserves happiness. She does not deserve the goddamn I love Amelia moment. I swear.
I am very confused.
Don't worry about it.
There is a moment in the show where Rem confesses to him, and he's like, "I love Amelia." That's basically his response.
It's not just like a confession though. It's like this whole like heartfelt like 5-minute like, this is going to be the hardest thing you have ever done, and this is the hardest thing for me to ever say to you. But I think that what we should do for our survival and for our betterment is to run away and like just go live in the mountains and some shit. Because I love you and I want to be with you. He's like, I love you too, but as a friend. Like, what?
He's like, "Yeah, I'm in love with Amelia. I don't want to be with you."
There's
So I'm gonna
actually
say
a
here-
running meme online, like in a lot of the anime communities and stuff. People like use "But I love Amelia" as like a response to like just random BS.
Now, is Rem the blue-haired one?
Yeah, Rem's the blue-haired
Yes, Rem's the blue-haired
Okay.
one. Yes.
And then the pink-haired
That is
one
the
is
one
like
that
her
people-
sister or some shit.
one. Ram is her twin sister,
Got it.
and she's got the pink
So-
hair.
People typically call her best girl,
Yes.
and that's why I refer to Amelia as best girl because it infuriates Comfy.
Yeah, because he's just trying to stoke the fire. He knows he's wrong. That's the thing.
See, I
He's
don't.
like,
Is he wrong,
knows
though?
that he's
Pretty-
wrong.
Pretty sure that the lady with the healing ice magic is probably best girl. Just saying.
I know you're trying to get me mad, and it's not going to work because your opinions are invalid as a human being.
Wow. Okay. Wow, Comfy. I think you're a wonderful
Wow.
person, and I really appreciate your insight on many things.
Wow, that makes one of us. Okay. Well, luckily for you, Dale, you're never going to have to see any of these characters again.
Yeah, I am not going to continue the show. I
Until
thought
we
it was
watch
bad.
Isekai Quartet next week.
Oh yeah. Never mind. I am gonna have to watch a little bit, but that's fine. I don't. God damn it. I don't wanna. But it's okay. We'll do it, and then I will. Yeah. It'll be great.
Oh,
I
Copper,
am-
did
I
you
am
like
excited.
that debate right there?
I did. I think you forgot what we were doing next week. So
I
yeah.
very well did.
For those wondering, the reason we are covering this show this week. It was the last of the 4 isekai shows
Mhm.
being used in Isekai Quartet, which is what we're covering next week.
So-
We just wanted to make sure we covered all the shows first. That way, everybody knows who everybody is, who kind of shows up there.
Now there are
So
there are some characters in Isekai Quartet that aren't as prominent in the beginning of the series. So for Konosuba, it's the main cast of 4, but then there's also Yunyun, who is a character that shows up in the very end of the first season. And then for Saga of Tanya the Evil, there's Tanya and her lieutenant, and then there's a bunch of the officers that are just kind of more or less interchangeable characters in the background. Overlord does a good job of introducing all of its characters. And then ReZero, as of this point, only introduces Subaru and Amelia, but Ram, and the other characters also show up in the background, and they play large parts in it. So if you want to have more context, you should just like watch enough to get to meet the characters. But with 3 episodes of each one, you honestly have enough context to figure it out, because they don't really go like, oh, ever since we defeated the demon lord or whatever. It's very much just playing off of their characteristics. So,
Yeah, because they're all very strong characters.
very strong
Like-
characters.
Yeah, very strong, very well-defined characters. So that's what they're kind of playing with.
So if you watch more, you'll have more context, probably get more out of it, but you don't really need to. That's just my disclaimer, because I feel like it's a good thing to get out there. But man, we watched 2 3/2 of an episode this week of that. I don't know. It was more than 1 episode because it was 40
Well,
minutes.
I mean, it was still only 3 technically.
Yeah, it's 3 episodes, but the first one's longer. Despite what Dale says, if you do enjoy anime, you don't hate the normal anime tropes or them making fun of it with certain characters.
No, you can't. Despite what I said, my point is invalid. You can't do that.
So
I said if
Dale,
you, I'm saying if you enjoy anime normally and you don't mind the tropes,
So basically,
yes,
contrary
this
to
is a
Dale's opinion, this show's good. Fuck yourself. That's what I heard.
no,
That's what I heard.
no, he's saying
No,
he's
I'm
saying
saying
That's what I
your
heard.
opinion
If-
comes from the left field side of I don't like these tropes, I don't like being around them, and it ruins the show for me. Copper is
Yes,
saying if you
right.
don't think like that, like if you can look past
Yeah.
the tropes, or if you even get
If you don't-
enjoyment out of them.
yeah, if you don't mind those tropes, that type of stuff, then you'll probably enjoy the show. There is a lot to enjoy here, if that is something that doesn't bother you. But if it is, then yeah, like if you're like Dale and those tropes bother you, the fuck out of you, don't watch this show. It has
It is a
few of them in
very,
it.
it's a very highly rated show. It's very popular online. You'll see a lot of memes about it, and you'll see a lot of people watching it. It is one of the most divisive shows that I've seen, because
It really
you
is.
either really love it or you really hate it. I'm very middle of the road because I love the concept of it and I love most of the auxiliary characters, but I cannot get over how garbage of a character Subaru is. And like there's a couple outbursts that he has that like literally made me turn off the show because I was cringing so hard. But other than that, I really like the overarching story and stuff. So that's
Yeah, so
my
this
take.
show is divisive, like because of the characters, because of some of the choices the characters make. There are people who like Dale, don't like the show because it gets a little too up there with the anime. So
it's anime. I'll tell you
It's
that much.
very cliche. I don't
there are
like
a lot
it.
of cliches in this show. Yes, there are a lot of things they do differently, and the
Like the
differences
only thing that I was like, oh,
stand out
haha, I
more.
like that, was when I finally learned his isekai power. I was like, oh, it's interesting, but I still
Yes.
don't give a shit.
Man, talking about cliches, have you guys seen Rise of Skywalker?
I like that movie.
I don't know.
I'm making a joke because we gotta like absolutely not talk about that right now until the very end when we can make
No,
disclaimers.
I think we wait
can't
till
talk
next
about
week.
that yet.
Next week we could do a
Yeah,
spoiler.
let's give it a week.
I literally I don't think talking about it now would be a good time at all either. Like
So
it's a
yeah,
terrible
next
idea.
week we're gonna probably talk about the new Star Wars Rise of Skywalker movie as like a thing that we'll do.
Dale's
so.
still trying to settle on what he thinks of the movie too.
Yeah, I don't know how I
It's-
feel about it. I really don't.
I'm seeing it again on Christmas Day with my family.
Mhm.
So
I am also going to be seeing it again because I went by myself because the girlfriend
did
was
too.
away visiting
All
because she was away
by
visiting family, and
myself.
because I work on the internet like I do, and I'm constantly in places that people
Yep.
talk and tend to spoil
Yep.
shit. Because of my job, I went and saw the movie because I didn't want to have anything spoiled.
that's
So I
exactly
saw
what
it
I
on-
did. I went
Yeah.
and I saw it at 1 a.m. Friday morning.
I went at
It was great.
10:30 in the morning on Friday
I saw it
'cause
like
the-
Because
20
nobody lives
something
last
beside
night.
you.
hours ago. If that, no. I saw it last night.
There's
yeah, Dale went last night. So
I went,
which
I
is
went
a
and
good
saw
thing
it
I
at 1
did,
a.m.,
like-
and I was like
the thing is though, as soon as like the day I got like Friday, the day I got back like from seeing it, I started seeing spoilers pop up everywhere. I normally go for work and stuff like that. So I was like, oh great. I'm glad I saw that when I did without getting shit ruined for me.
yeah. I didn't end up going online it like afterwards, but I'm very glad that I wasn't able to be spoiled. I did end up looking up some of the online stuff, like just some of the I looked up some of the just conversations going on because I was interested what other people thought, but I didn't really do anything else other than that. I haven't seen many memes or spoilers, which is good.
I haven't seen
but-
memes yet. People are being polite with that, but
I have seen
dear
my
God,
favorite memes, so
like the art Twitter section is some of the worst places you can go for like people not spoiling, like for spoiling shit. It's weird
absolutely.
because they're like, let's talk about the artistry of the film. Like, you are going to spoil so much shit going into this. Like,
Hey,
stop.
you know what? If nothing else, it was very pretty.
The movie, yeah. I mean,
Yes, this
it always is.
yeah,
They always are.
It is an extremely well shot movie.
They always are.
The
Minus the original trilogy, or not the original trilogy, the
Well, and-
prequels, I should say.
the prequels are not.
edited.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the re-edits. Like the first three, I give a pass to, like the original trilogy, because
Absolutely, it was puppets.
when they came, like from when they came out, those movies look good for their time period.
Those movies were
and-
revolutionary for their time period.
You know, especially with the budget constraints they had and everything. So, but the prequels, however, had no such. Like, there's no reason the prequels look that bad.
Episode 3 is all right. It's passable. But man, whole 1 and 2, guys, what crack were you smoking? There's so much bad.
Yeah.
Episode 1 in particular. So like my favorite thing is comparison of they do like the flyover of Coruscant in all of the prequels. If
Yeah.
you watch the flyover in like Revenge of the Sith, it's like, all right, yeah, like I can believe that. It's not amazing, it's not modern, but it's fine. You watch it in like Phantom Menace, it's hideous. It's like two buildings on a flat surface. And it's
I
all
don't
like
know what they.
really grainy. It should
I
have been
don't get
model.
like Phantom Menace should have been when they had the biggest budget possible to do stuff like this, and they just flubbed so many things.
It was a lot of the technology at the time, too, because like this is not a pass. This is not giving them a pass. They should.
they
have
really-
Sounds like
they
you're giving
should
them
have
a
used
pass.
live action models.
Let's
and stuff.
be real. I'm pretty sure you're saying that it's excusable.
So
They
it was what
they
2001
super
1999 for Phantom Menace.
yeah they super hard wanted to go. Let's do all CGI. And it's like you really shouldn't be doing that.
CG was not at the point that it needed to be at. Now,
No.
if they had the technology from Revenge of the Sith, I think it would have been great. Because then they would have been able to build off of that going forward. But it took them until Revenge of the Sith to get workable, budgetable CGI, and they used it so heavily in the first two movies, it's kind of a shame.
Yeah, it really is.
Because
And there's a lot of weird directing choices with like I know people give Christensen like they give him and the kid, like the kid who played Anakin, they give them both a really bad rap. The thing is, actors act in movies the way they're directed to act.
Yeah, and like just for example, I forget
Like if the director wasn't
who the actor
didn't want him to act that way and didn't want him like portraying the character in that way, they wouldn't have kept those shots. They would have reshot the shot, said, "Don't do that, do it this way." But no, that's how they wanted him to be. So it's like, why this choice?
Well, yeah, and also like they usually don't get the whole picture. And this is also like another big thing with what's her name? Kelly Marie Tran, who played Rose in the new trilogy.
I liked Rose's character.
That's fine. I like love her or hate her. People were unable to make this disconnect between there is this actress and there's this character in the movie.
Oh,
yeah,
she had
Skylar from Breaking Bad has the same thing where she's like, guys, I'm not like that.
Yeah, no. And also like one of the funny Angela from The Office is apparently one of the nicest people in the entire world.
Yes, probably.
But she
Like-
plays such just
Yeah, she had to like leave like social media and everything. It was awful.
no, she had to delete her Instagram and everything because she was getting bullied online because people are terrible. But so the movie, well, I was gonna say like actors don't even get like the full plot all the time. They don't understand everything going on. So the movie Black Swan, this movie in 2010, had Natalie Portman in it, you know, from Star Wars. She filmed the entire movie completely. Thought it was a biopic.
What movie?
Black Swan.
The fuck was
She
Black
thought it was
Swan?
a biopic about like a dancer, and then like she saw the cut and she was like, I had no idea this is what we were making. This is amazing. And she thought that the movie was better because she was kept in the dark for parts of it. But like that's just how it is. You don't get all of the details. You don't know all of the information. So
Interesting.
like it's a lot.
I mean, well,
of not great
and
things.
if like that's how they get some good reactions out of people too. Like the famous scene in Alien where the chest burster comes out of his chest. They didn't tell anybody except the actor who like was literally having nothing come out of him that that's what was going to happen in that scene.
That's kinda
Everybody else was
hilarious.
like, "What the fuck is going on?"
They didn't tell Mark Hamill that Darth Vader was his father until they were filming.
And then you have what is it?
In the Goonies,
Die
they
Hard?
never saw the set of the pirate ship until they actually made it to the set in the movie because they wanted the kids to have a natural reaction
Yeah, they wanted to be them to show their surprise and whatnot.
and amazing wonderment.
In
Die Hard,
Die
they,
Hard,
they
where-
let go of,
Hans
Yeah.
Gruber.
yeah.
they let go of Hans Gruber. Like they told him, "Okay, we're going to count to 3, then let you go." They're like, 1, dropped him. It's just dropped him like immediately. He's like,
And
"What?"
that
That's
is
why
like,
it's
those are genius moves. Like it seems kind of scummy to do that, but it gets you a much better, more vivid reaction.
Oh no, he wasn't happy. Like he himself said, "I wasn't happy that they did that, but it made for a much better shot. So I'm kind of still happy. Like he was of two minds of it, right? He's like, I'm not super happy they, dropped me without telling me because I've never done this before, but I like the reaction I got.
Yeah. Like the look of like just betrayal and loss.
He's like, why?
Yeah. Hey, you know what we should probably talk about instead of this weird segue about acting and actors? And
Probably Vinland Saga.
Vinland
This has
Saga?
been a weird episode, guys. We are very
It's-
I
unstructured. We
like
should
this one.
probably.
No, this is
So-
fun.
We
Oh,
have,
sure.
was it 2 episodes
two
of Vinland
episodes.
Saga?
Did we
this
watch
week.
2? I don't
Yes.
remember if we were up to snuff or not.
Yeah, it would be
TBH.
21 and 22
Yes.
because 23 came out today.
Mhm.
So this is a 24 episode show, so we're almost at the end of the season.
We're
which-
very near the end.
Might be the end of the show too. Like we don't don't know yet.
The writer has rewritten these last 3
Yes.
episodes. We talked about this last week a little bit.
Yeah, we
He
did. So that
rewrote
way it
from
can
the
wrap
manga
up.
ending.
They want it
So
to be
22,
wrapped up in a
23, and 24 is going to be a little more cleanup of a story than what you would have gotten in the manga. So these are interesting episodes though,
Lots of
because we had
backstory.
a lot of backstory in episode 22 in particular.
Yes.
But 21 has a lot of political maneuvering around and some interesting things. The episode is called Reunion, like, so
Man, I wonder
there's that.
if anyone has a reunion.
Well, we finally get to see our orphan meet.
So
Thief
wait,
again,
wasn't
which
it?
is-
Wait, which episode did we
21.
watch 2 this week? We did watch 2 this week.
Yes.
Yeah.
21 and 22
Okay.
is the ones we should have. Yeah. But yeah, we finally get to see Thorfinn meet Leaf again, and
Yeah,
He's
Leif
old.
he is
Erikson
so
from the.
happy with what the outcome of Thorfinn's life has been.
He's
Happy that he's alive.
He is
He's
happy
happy
he's
he's
alive.
alive. But that's about it. Like he's like, oh my god, what happened? Like this is, and it's kind of like he blames himself too. Like 100%. He's like,
Oh, yeah, he does.
Well, it's his fault.
But it,
It's not his fault.
it is.
at
It
all.
is actually his
It is-
fault. That's
it is-
It is a little bit.
so
How hard is it to
when-
keep an eye on a fucking 6-year-old to make sure they're on the wrong
that's
fucking
the
boat?
thing. That's why it's his fault. He literally could not keep an eye on his 6-year-old child.
To
so
make
it
sure
gets
he was
snuck aboard
on the
another
right
boat.
bus. You were supposed
It's
to
also-
follow the train, CJ. Then you got on the wrong bus.
Like, and
Truck.
the other
Wait.
thing they could have done was
Wait.
turn the fuck around,
Ship.
then sail after the pirates and be like, "Hey, can we take the kid?"
I guarantee they would have given him the kid.
Oh yeah,
guarantee
like they would have. Like that's the thing. Like 100%, they went, "Yeah, here, fuck, take this thing." Like the fuck is what we don't want it.
it. We don't want it.
Well, we don't.
Wonderful. Yeah, so
Yeah, instead they don't, and Thorfinn has a life.
yeah, the Thorfinn became super badass, and people gave him a last name for no reason.
Thorfinn, the fucked up orphan. So it's not a last name. So yes, he does get a name here. Thorfinn now has a first and last name, but
Wait, when did they
it's-
give it to him? That doesn't. I forget when.
it shows up in this episode. This is the first time we see it, and Thorfinn's also surprised about it. So it's not technically a last name. It's like how how Thorkel is called Thorkel the Tall, and
Yeah.
Thor's was Thor's the Troll. This is the same thing. So
Got
it's
it.
an addition to his name as more of a descriptor of
It was
something. that he-
Carl Stephanie. That is what his name mean it that's what his name is, and it means makings of a man. Or they were calling him like a real man's man, and he's like the 17-year-old.
Yeah, it's because he's basically a kid who took down a monster of a warrior. So they're like, here's a name. He's like, a man's man is basically what he is.
Yeah.
'Cause
I like that up because Thorfinn is based off of an actual Icelandic explorer, which I'm sure we've discussed before.
Yes, a lot of these characters are based off of actual people, such as Leif Erikson, his Leif and stuff like that. So
Leif
there's a lot
Erikson
of
and Thorfinn are the two like main like historical anchors for this.
Yep.
So it's a good time. What else happened in this episode besides?
So we have
before he meets Leif Erikson, they are rolling
so
they get transferred to York.
yes, so they
Yeah.
are all going to York.
So they're all going to York, and
As we'd seen the
basically,
last episode, that's where the king's like, "We're going to go somewhere and have a feast in your honor." Apparently, it's York they're going to.
now why you couldn't just have a feast there, I don't know. But either way,
I think there was more nobles at York. It's probably also a staging area for the army. So hard to say. It's also could just be the king's like, we're going to move him away from the encampment, like the winter encampment of the army of like this part here, because Thorkel's been going around talking to people. So let's remove them from anything that might,
that they've already kind of set up, maybe.
yeah, because the king is
The king is
Askeladd
well
and the king
aware. They're fighting.
very much
they know.
maneuvering against each other to see who's going to come out on top, like in this thing they've got going on, and who can win the whole, like, which of us is going to outmaneuver the other person and get murdered. So it's like,
Yay, murder! Just kidding. Murder's bad. Don't do murder, chat or podcast
Only do
listeners,
murder
please.
if the person you're murdering deserves it.
No, still don't murder.
Like Dale.
What? What did I do?
wow.
I'm very
Wow,
nice.
Dale is-
Dale doesn't like ReZero and doesn't think Rem is best girl.
I don't think Rem's even attractive remotely. Suck it, nerd.
How
Rem
dare
sucks.
he?
I don't find any anime characters attractive though.
Hey, Copper, I have a question for you.
I'm sitting over here in disbelief that Dale prefers 3D. It's weird.
How many framed pictures of waifus do you think he has on his bedside table? And do you think that they're like just normal wooden frames, or do you think they're like the special wedding frames and stuff with like flourishes?
I know he has one because he told me about the one he has of you.
Okay.
So there's at least one.
Okay.
Comfy's not a waifu though. He's a dad foo.
He's
First of all, they're
obviously-
called husbandos.
and
Oh.
he is 100% a waifu.
Thank you. Thank you, Copper. Defending my honor.
God damn it.
Do not make me send you photos of Comfy in a dress.
Well,
It was a
These are things.
kimono.
These are things I have.
well, there was gonna be people that were gonna see it, but
I posted the pictures.
I never got everybody's
I
photos.
actually had an idea about that. I want to talk to you later about that. I had an idea on something we could
okay.
do to recuperate our losses.
I don't know, man. Okay.
No,
we can-
Joe, you're assuming that's the only photos I have.
welcome to the Not Focused podcast.
This is no. I'm gonna be honest. I'm enjoying this probably a lot more than any
Yeah,
of the other
but
ones
it's
I've done.
probably
Freeform is
terrible to
fine.
listen to. Let's be real.
Freeform is a little okay. Okay,
Is
so back.
I think it's good when we can actually stay on track a little bit, and we've been getting real off track.
We've been really,
Alright,
yeah, no,
alright.
it's yeah.
So, okay, so
So they roll into York.
in the
All of a
previous
sudden,
previous
Askeladd
episode,
is. Okay, we could just talk over each other. That's fine too.
So
Okay.
the prince gets shot.
Yes, Askeladd is sitting
Um,
next to talking to the prince while they're on the ship, and they're like, "We need to reveal to the public that the king wants you dead. How do we do that? Well, we kill you." And then like, Canute
Prince
gets
gets shot.
assassinated. At least everybody thinks it's Canute. And then they go
Whoa.
to the point where they're watching the prince bleed out on the dock, and it's a woman.
yeah, they
And
ripped
they're
the-
like,
they're
"I
okay,
knew
we
she.
have to
I knew
remove
he
her."
was a woman." They're like, "Hey guys, I'm over
Yeah.
here. That was a double, obviously. You fucking idiots."
Yes,
And then of course he feels really bad that he
for
sent a slave
everybody
girl to
watching,
die
'cause,
for him.
Like as you're watching the show, you don't know it's not the prince who's been shot, because right before that, Askeladd is talking about telling the people watching them sail in about the secret that's going on, and the prince is like, "What secret?" and gets shot in the chest. And it seems like Askeladd hired an assassin to kill the prince.
No, well,
know,
they
for
made it
some
look
reason.
like the king would have done that, and there was a
Yes,
that
it made it. They made it seem like the shots made it seem like, I'm not talking about Askeladd himself set up in the show. I'm saying for the viewer, it looked like Askeladd had hired an assassin and that he was probably going to blame the king. Shoots the prince, and you're like, "Oh shit!" And then they bring the prince to the dock, and it's like they rip open the clothes because they got to treat the fact that they've got an arrow in the chest.
Yeah,
And it's a
they
woman,
gotta
and
treat
you're-
him. That's why they ripped the clothes open.
So they're like, "Oh my god, it's a woman!" And They're like, no, dumbasses, over here.
And then, of course, Canute feels really bad that he just used a slave as a body double, and she's dead now, and he's
Yes.
not. Because
Yeah, he's actually upset about that. He's like,
He's like,
mean,
don't use any more body doubles, please. I don't want any more people to die.
he does end up banning the usage of body doubles.
So of course, Thorfinn the orphan chases down the guy who just murdered the guy. He's got to be aware that it wasn't actually the dude. But anyway, he chases him down and stabs him right in front of Leif Erikson, who Leif Erikson's like, Thorfinn? And then he's just like, and then they have the whole like, it's you. And then like Leif gives Thorfinn a big ol' hug, and Thorfinn's like, okay.
And he starts begging him to come home with him.
Yes.
And ask about his mother and sister, who Thorfinn's like, I'm not asking about them. It seems like he's basically cutting himself off from his family because if he thinks about them or whatnot, he's gonna want to go home. So he's like, nope, screw you, Leaf.
Yep.
Not going home.
Yeah, pretty much. He does a lot of deflection and just trying to get away from stuff that could be considered uncomfortable.
Now, the reason that they wanted to do this is because they were talking about, they didn't want the king to split Thorkel away from Canute, because that would be kind of what they would want to do. They'd want to put Canute and Thorfinn on completely different fronts of the war. And then they decided to make it look like there was an assassin who wanted to kill Canute. Maybe not necessarily even the king. I think that is kind of what they were hoping for, and it seems like it worked like that. But they just kind of wanted to make it seem that he couldn't do that because he wouldn't be able to publicly remove one of Canute's greatest bodyguards from him.
Yeah, they were making it so the king couldn't maneuver it in such a way that they're like, I'm going to reward you. Here's this fiefdom over here. Here's this fiefdom over there. And oh yeah, Canute, I'm going to reward you by posting you at the head of an army, like in a battlefield, which is something he could do. And they couldn't actually refuse the king's
that was what
thing. So they're like,
originally to try to get rid of him was he put him.
yes,
He was like, congratulations, here's your army. Go take London.
yeah, go take London. Oh, by the way, Thorkel's there. Like,
yeah,
he may kill you. Yes.
Yeah.
So to outmaneuver that, they basically made it seem like there was an assassin after Canute, and then started some rumors about the matter. But we never really got to see what, like, in depth, what the whole rumors that are going around are. But it's an interesting little bit of maneuvering they did.
Mm-hmm.
and trying to think if anything else really happens before they start getting to the Yu-Gi-Oh aspect of this episode.
Yu-Gi-Oh aspect? I am the
Yeah,
duel.
when it's time to duel.
That was the next episode, wasn't it?
Well, they set it up at the end of this one.
Do they? Yeah, they do. They do. No. I think
they
he
do.
kills Bjorn, doesn't he? In the end of this episode.
He sets up the duel with
They line up the duel, but
No,
they don't actually.
I'm pretty sure he kills Bjorn at the end of this episode.
He might actually be right.
because
Bjorn
then I remember them
dies-
recapping that in the next episode.
Fun fact: Bjorn dies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
So
he
they
goes
set up
into
a scene between Askeladd and Bjorn. Bjorn is, because of his injuries from the whole other escapade, is dying.
yes.
He's been injured in a place that's not healable for their technology. Basically,
he
their
is-
medical technology.
he's
So
slowly
he's gonna
dying.
die. Now, as we've covered before, dying as an invalid from sickness or injury in the Viking
send-
culture
Does not send you to Valhalla.
means you don't go to heaven, you go to hell.
Yes.
If you're, a guy. So Bjorn doesn't want to go to hell because no one really does. So he basically makes an agreement with Askeladd that they're going to duel despite the fact that he's half dead. And
Askeladd's just gonna kill him.
Askeladd is going to do him a solid and kill him in a fight so that he can go to heaven.
And then they have that very wonderful moment where Bjorn's like, "Listen, I followed you for years.
I
Like,
just wanted to be your
I know
friend.
I know you hated me and everyone, but like, hey man, I felt like you just needed a friend."
No. He
Yeah,
just
it's
wanted
re-
to be
it's-
friends. Like that's all they wanted. And
yeah,
then
it's
and then
Yeah,
it's
because
revealed that
Askeladd
you're my
actually
only
shed a tear.
friend.
I don't remember if he does, but he's like, "You were my only friend," and then blah blah blah, and that's how that ended that episode.
yeah. They actually like Bjorn reveals the fact that he was well aware of the fact that, Askeladd hated him, hated everybody of the crew, like, and was kind of okay with it.
Also, there's the scene or the part where, God, this episode is a mess. Anyway, Askeladd like kills Bjorn, but he accidentally stabs him in not
Yes,
like,
he doesn't
directly.
hit a vital spot.
He doesn't hit him right in the heart to like instantly kill him, and he's like, "Fuck, I'm sorry." Because
Yeah, so it does show that despite the fact that he hates all Danes, which is something that Bjorn was aware of, which includes himself. Bjorn makes note of.
Askeladd
that
did actually like
he still
Bjorn.
treated Bjorn as a friend, right? And it's revealed that he thought of him as his only
friend.
friend, which is an incredibly lonely way to live your life.
Mm-hmm. And then in the final episode we watched this week, right after he has to put his best friend down, he has to fight
He has
angry
to
little
have-
rage monster Thorfinn, who literally has broken bones and is in a cast, in a sling, and is so fucking angry and stubborn and hard-headed that he wants to fight Askeladd when he can barely fucking, like, he cannot move very well at all.
Yeah. And what this turns into is Askeladd's like, you're angry. You're not good at fighting when you're angry. So I kicked your ass.
Like, after he beats the shit out of him with his bare hands. He doesn't use his sword, because he
Oh, yeah,
knows that
He throws his sword away, like down, and then kicks the crap out of him with just like punching him and kicking him. Like literally
Like-
kicks the crap out of the kid.
like just beats his fucking face. His face is all bruised. And he's like, "I beat you because you cannot like put down your anger
Hold on your own anger, yeah.
and
It's
like you just fight like shit when you're super fucking pissed and you don't know how to cool it and think and fight smart. So that is how I will always fucking beat you until you learn to control that shit."
and
As
then
like
he sits down on the local wall and he's like, let me tell you a story about how I killed someone that I hated.
and then he
My dad.
Yeah, he's like, let me tell you about the first Viking I ever killed.
He's like, I'm gonna give you a secret. This is how you kill someone you despise.
Well, he's like, yeah, here's how you kill someone you hate. Here's how you kill Vikings. And starts talking to him about his father and how he grew up. And goddamn, is his father a dick?
Yeah,
Which
he was like a local Viking warlord essentially.
Yeah.
Had a bunch
His
of
dad was
and stuff.
a nobleman. Yeah.
Askeladd didn't have a name, but he was called Askeladd because it means covered in ash because he always worked at the blacksmith shop with the ashes or with the poop. One day his mom went nutty because she is a nut and decided to go run up and hug the man who once loved her at some point before.
Well, she mistook him for Artorias.
yes,
Artorias,
who she considered.
Because she went insane, basically.
But
Yeah,
Artorias was their like somebody that they worshipped as a god, and she thought that
Artorias
is
was
what
an ancient-
the,
he's another actual historical figure. He is the basis for the Legend of Arthur, yes. As we saw earlier from an earlier episode, Askeladd and thus his mother are actually descended from his bloodline. Allegedly descended from his bloodline. And it's because of this they're kind of waiting for him to come back and build a kingdom up where everybody is equal and free and all that crap.
Yeah. All the
So
good
she went-
fun fairy tales.
Yeah, so she goes kind of nutty and mistakes her Askeladd's dad, who's just kind of passing by randomly,
Askeladd, if you will.
God damn it.
as his name is Olaf, but
Nope, it's
I have
Askeladd.
spoken.
Fuck off, Copper. You got voted.
So she runs up to Askeladd and is like, "Love me, please." And he's like, "Well, you're crazy. Time to kill you." And Askeladd grabs a sword and just starts fighting with his dad. His dad kicks his ass, but he's like,
Well, he is 9.
He's
Yeah.
11. 11.
Oh, I'm
he
so
does,
sorry.
He does relatively well.
He
All things
Yeah,
considered.
he mentions how old he is.
he's like,
afterwards.
oh, you're a natural with a sword. You're one of my kids, right? Okay,
He's
you
like,
can
"Is
join
that
my
your mom?"
actual
Yeah.
children in the armory
Yeah.
and become a soldier for me. He's like, okay. So he
Yeah.
basically
You
lives
live in
his
the
life
Great
like
Hall
that
fighting
and
today.
plays the good son, and then eventually frames his brother for murder.
He plays the good son for 2 years, acts as like this dutiful kid, always follows his dad's orders, always super respectful to him and his warriors, gets trained as a warrior in his dad's hall. And then one night, 2 years later, he steals his brother's sword, who his brother does not like his father, is known to have arguments with him all the time, stabs his dad through the throat while he's sleeping,
Murders the lady he's with too, because
murders the like concubine or slave he's with, just
it
so there's no
probably wasn't
witnesses.
his wife. Because is he married? I don't know. Who cares? Doesn't matter. Murders her too.
He was
'cause
married, yes.
fuck
They
it.
do mention he has some legitimate sons.
Ah, gotcha.
Um,
I guess you'd
who were
have to
all
murder her
older and-
too, though, so there's
and-
no witnesses. So I mean, yeah,
so
makes sense.
so he just kills her.
Murder bad though.
kills
Don't do murder.
His dad. His brother gets the blame, of course, because
Killed with his sword.
his
Nobody
sword.
once
no,
stops
not-
to think, hey, he's smarter than to leave his fucking sword behind, right?
Well, that's the thing. The
that's
brother
what
he
Asgard
picked-
said, like he's like they were
the brother
all
he-
dumb.
Yeah, and the brother he picked was all of his brothers apparently are kind of stupid. Like they don't think, which is one of the problems he has with them.
Gotcha.
So they were more than happy to believe that his brother had, done this.
Gotcha.
So they take his brother, and because his brother is a murderer, they hang him, which, as we covered, means he doesn't go to heaven.
Rude.
They also apparently stab him in the back and the front because there's like knives sticking out of him too.
Did not have a good time.
No.
Nope.
You had a bad day.
So they end up dead, and he doesn't really go into what happens after that because he has other brothers, right? And he does mention he wanted 2 things out of his father. One, he wanted him dead, because of how he treated his mother and himself, and he wanted the rights to his property, which is the other thing he mentioned. We don't know how that actually turns out because we know from another episode where it looks like he's about the same age, he's taking his mother home. So we don't know, and we know from that episode that he gets trained there as a warrior as well. So at some point he leaves and becomes, a Viking pirate. So we don't know if he gets trained then leaves, or what's going on, because he did have a plan with the general about doing that, right? Like becoming a high-ranking Viking, and because of his noble heritage, he'd be able to do so, and getting it some way so that the Vikings would make a treaty with them that they'd have to keep for some reason, because that's something they are known not to do, so that they'd stop taking slaves and killing their people. So he has that little chat with them, tells them about all this, then gets up, and Thorfinn's still a little rage monster, as Dale puts it, that he is. He's like, no, we're not done. I'm gonna fight you. And he's like, dude, did you not fucking listen? Like, we just
Prince was also like, you're done. I'm calling it off. You've lost. You're
we've
not allowed to
just
fight.
had this conversation. Like, and so he basically kind of ignores the kid. He's like, you're an idiot. You're always going to be an idiot because this is how you are. Like, this is your problem.
You need to
Directly spells it out for him. He's like, this is the issue you have. This is why you cannot win against me in a fight.
Yep.
And then he takes Bjorn's body and he's like, oh, Bjorn, you're stiff now. And just kind of leaves.
Yeah.
That's the end.
And that's the end of that. And it seems like it's finally starting to sink in on Thorfinn that this is what the fuck is his problem, like why he can't beat Askeladd, even though Askeladd is now like 10 years older than he used to be, has a bad leg from like
The arrows,
You know,
he's
all the arrows he's taken in the
like
leg.
he's a broken old man, and he should buy. And if there was any other broken old man, he'd kill them easily. But as far as Askeladd is concerned, he cannot focus.
He just can't hold his goddamn temper, and
because he's so
he marks on him.
hateful.
He's like, normally you think when you fight, and this is what helps make you dangerous. But versus me, you don't. You just give in to your anger, and once you do, you're a fucking joke.
It also doesn't help that Askeladd knows all of Thorfinn's moves and knows exactly how to play him.
Yeah, he knows exactly how he fights. Like, because he's been with them for 10 fucking years. Like, he's the reason he knows how to fight. Like, is because he's been with them. He's like, you're an idiot. Like, stop acting this way. If you actually want to fight me, you need to learn how to, control yourself. And he's like, I'm not gonna. It's like, oh my god. So it looks like it finally sunk in, though. So we might see Thorfinn.
No, at this point, we're not gonna get Thorfinn's not gonna kill Askeladd. If he does, Thorfinn might get to be the one to put him out of his misery, but Askeladd is probably gonna get killed.
Here's the thing:
that's just speculation, of course,
because they're rewriting things for
things to get wrapped up nicely.
These last episodes, we might get to see that happen. And what's probably going to happen is that Thorfinn's going to lose his fucking temper, because that's what he does.
Yep.
And he's going to kill Askeladd by kind of mistake, because what's going to happen is that Askeladd's leg is going to give out on him.
I don't know if I see that. I kind of think it might be in like a Bjorn situation, or Bjorn, where he's like, I'm kind of dying, but I guess I'll fight you. Possibly. That would be, I don't know. It's speculation. We have 2 episodes left? 2 or 3? Not exactly positive.
3. 22 today?
No, we watched 21 and 22 already, so it's literally 2 episodes left.
Got it.
23 came out today, yeah.
Cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a ride.
I think it's a good show.
Yeah, this has been a really good show.
It's a very good show. Like, I like 100%. Like, yeah, I like the show. It's one of those shows that, despite it being an anime, I like it well enough to be like, this is actually a show I'm a fan of, because we always joke.
Because this show it's an anime, but it's not anime. Like,
we always tell the joke about how
it's used as a medium, not as a genre.
Yeah, anime. Like, this show is animated. Like, it's not. And it's made in Japan, so it is an anime based on that. But it's not of those tropes and whatnot. Like, that's not its deal, right?
Anime as a term is... I love this conversation. I'm literally just going to scratch the surface. As a term, it literally just means animated. So, like, cartoons in Japan are called anime because that's what the term means. It means, like, animated. So, like, if you were to bring The Simpsons to Japan, it would be considered...
an anime.
In their terminology, anime, because it's just animated.
Yeah.
Now, that's not what it's come to mean as of now. It's a lot weirder of a definition. It's a stupid argument. If it's stylized like anime, it's anime. Fight me.
Yeah. So what I've seen from Dale, and there's probably a lot of people like him, he's not a fan of anime tropes.
I'm not an anime fan, but there are shows that I really like.
Dale likes shows that are good shows where the medium is animated. Like, he likes them despite them being
an anime.
Animated.
We mentioned that a lot, actually. Yeah.
This is actually a conversation I had with my mom, because she was like, "So you guys watch different anime like every week?" I was like, "Yeah, just like the first 3 episodes." Like, aren't they all the same? I was like, it's a medium, not a genre.
Yes.
Like, there's horror shows, there's mystery shows, there's action adventure shows, there's slice of life, like, romance shows. There's literally something for everyone. It's just a different medium.
Yeah, it's just a matter of finding that show that clicks with you. And for Dale, it's been things like,
it's either it's either like
this show here.
It's either very like a humor. It's either something that's supposed to be, it's very sarcastic and like,
yes,
like over the top, but to be funny, or like shows that avoid common tropes.
Yeah.
yeah, like this show here has been one that Dale likes.
Dale, is that why you
Wow.
liked Shield Hero? Because it kind of
Oh, I puttered out on Shield Hero. I didn't like it towards the end. Like I was like,
Oh,
okay,
no.
but like it started to lose me. Same with Demon Slayer. I'm gonna be real. I recommended Demon Slayer after the first 3 episodes. If that fucking whiny shitbird blonde kid would have been in the first 3 episodes, I would have
You
not
wouldn't have
watched it
recommended
anymore.
Yeah.
Between him and the
Um,
fucking pig face man, I cannot stand those two. Their shriek.
They're really shrill, high-pitched voices.
Make me want to rip out my fucking hair, and I hate them to an umpteenth degree.
Mm.
They're terrible characters. Please stop putting characters like that in anime. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
To be fair, I don't like that style of voice in any show, no matter what.
What was that, Comfy? What were you saying?
I had nothing. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's been the shows that transcend the medium that Dale tends to get attached to, that he enjoys, which is okay. Like there's a lot of people like that. Animation is still looked kind of down on in the West based on the fact it's animated. Like there's still this big mindset for a lot of people in North America and other Western cultures where if it's animated, it's not for adults, it's for kids, it's dumb, right? Which isn't always the case, as we can see from this show here, which has a very mature subject matter.
Yeah, Vinlad Saga
and
is very,
whatnot
very,
going through.
or Goblin Slayer.
Yeah, Goblin.
My favorite
the first
okay,
episode
so-
of Goblin Slayer alone, like holy crap.
So
Like,
maybe I
they
should.
had
Okay,
a-
I should make a list of animes that I actually like for next season or for next episode because it's the final episode of the year,
Yes.
and it could be like
Of the decade.
of the decade. You're
Of
right.
the millennia.
We should do that. We should start doing that. We should.
We're actually canceled.
Oh God, we should. Okay,
We should
Okay,
keep a
we
list
should
of the
both
shows
look through
Dale's
the old
actually enjoyed.
episodes. We should look through the best episodes. Yeah, through all the episodes that we put out and like select the top 5 shows that we actually liked.
All right.
What do you guys think? And the next week we'll present that.
Yeah, we can.
You're still watching Isekai Quartet though, champ.
That's fine. Oh yeah. Also yeah. Cherry was asking what we're gonna be watching next week. Next week is Isekai Quartet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something we had.
Yeah. 2 weeks from now will be the second decade of 2.5 Weebs.
It will be, which is great.
Oh my gosh. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
So I think now we're fine to have the Destiny talk.
Oh, the next week to week episode, Poppins? No, I have no idea. We haven't discussed that yet. It depends on what.
Oh, the next week to week. Yeah, that's going to depend on what's coming out.
Yeah.
'cause,
So we might end
um,
up taking a break depending on if there's nothing that's going to be coming out. It might have to wait until the next start of the next anime season or whatever.
Well, that's the thing. The next season should be coming out soon.
Okay. So we have another 2 weeks of Vinland Saga, and then we'll have to think about it. And also, if we have to in 2 weeks, the next one is coming out. That might work out really well. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm gonna check when the next anime season starts.
Poppin says 2 weeks.
Is it now? So, do they put out what's coming out yet? Is the question.
I'm coming up, so you better get the party started. Is that it?
Here we go. Yes, the new stuff is up and listed, so we can actually go through that.
Let's worry about that next week. I think next week's probably going to be a longer episode then, huh?
Well, we don't have to go through everything, just like we didn't
Right.
normally. Like, we can take a look at this pre-episode and go, okay, this is the things that look interesting, and just decide on something.
Sure.
Because no need to subject people to us going through, like, God knows how many shows.
Here's what I probably like. Yeah, you guys will probably make the decision again, and I'll just be like, I'll either say that looks fucking terrible, or just kind of be like, okay.
Well, I'd like to find something like,
Can
not
we
like
just- can-
Vinland Saga in the terms like it's a same type of show, but in that same vein where it's something so good it transcends whatever medium it's made in.
Yeah, but it's. Remember when we thought the Fox show was going to be watchable? So like, it's hard to predict these things.
Oh, I know, but we okay with the Fox show. We knew the Fox show was anime, like 100% anime.
Oh,
which
so you
is
mean you want to find something with like completely unique? There's
I want to
there's
find
a
something
Digimon
where
movie.
it's going to be a good show no matter what.
No,
Like if it
no, I
was
fucked up.
animated or not animated, like it would be good.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. Like it's good luck.
I know it really
It
is.
really is.
Sometimes you can tell from the animation style they're using about how that's going to work, but not always.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take a look here in a minute, and then we'll go through that. Because I'm curious about seeing what's because I haven't looked yet, right, about what's coming out.
Same.
Well, I know you haven't. You wouldn't like really. I don't think. I'll
Why
have to
would
see what
I?
was coming.
I just watch
Yeah,
what you
so that's
fuckers
what I
tell
mean.
me. That's why I'm the half a weeb.
We got new seasons of stuff coming. Lots of new seasons of stuff coming. Holy crap!
Season of the Witch. Have you started watching The Witcher on Netflix?
I haven't because the girlfriend literally just got home today, and if I started that without her, she would have killed me.
Don't murder. Murder bad. I actually really liked Digimon when I was a kid, Zod. Like Digimon season 1 was super good.
Oh, I am so. I enjoyed the first season of Digimon.
What was that
There's been a
chuckle for?
couple-
Are you being? Do you have devious things that you're gonna make me watch? Please no.
I found something awful that you're
Oh
gonna hate.
no! Why do you guys enjoy doing this to me?
Comfy doesn't. I do.
I don't know. Pretty sure
Let's-
Comfy
let's-
seems to enjoy it
let's-
too.
Let's be honest here. It's more me than him.
That's
'cause
true. I'll agree with you there, but Comfy doesn't dislike it. Let's be real. He finds it very humorous.
He finds my torturing of you funny. Yes.
Guys are dicks.
For those who aren't aware, I enjoy torturing people.
Yeah.
I
Torture's
think- I
bad,
think a lot
guys.
of you,
Don't
I
torture.
think a lot of you realize.
It's really mean.
So let me read this to you. In our world, this is for a show. This is what the synopsis of the show says. In our world, the human race constantly debates about several important issues, such as which girl is the best girl? How good is something as fapping material? Which fetish is the sexiest? Accompany these great warriors as they present us with different girls, different opinions, and different boners, and show us that the fantasy worlds may not be all that different from ours. Oh, yeah.
What? I don't even understand what I just fucking heard, but I don't want to watch that. Like I'm not prude, but Jesus Christ.
I walked back in on I'm not prude. Okay.
I found something horrifying,
Okay.
And he is about it.
and I am so about it.
God damn it. I
Okay.
hate it. I hate you. Guys, this has been
I
the
will
last
read this
episode
to
of
you
Two
in
and a
a
Half
second.
Weebs.
No, you're not getting out of Isekai Quartet, champ.
Okay, let me read this for
God.
you here, because this is really awful. All right, so in our world, the human race constantly debates about several important issues, such as which girl is the best girl, how good is something as fapping material, which fetish is the sexiest. Accompany these great warriors as they present us with different girls, different opinions, and different boners, and show us that the fantasy world may not be all that different from ours.
Hi. Do you guys just have like
I need a
a
doll.
priest on speed dial? I need some holy water.
God damn it.
Well, that's the thing.
Is this
That
a
is
show?
one of the,
that-
this is one of the new shows coming out in this new coming season.
All right, I'm sold. We're gonna watch that entire fucking first season because the next time Copper
Now-
brings up some stupid show like this, we have to commit to teach him a fucking lesson. That's the plan.
Now, the thing is, this might be one of those shows that's like, the 5-minute episode things. So, because it doesn't really tell you how long some of these things are. It's just like, this is the show that's coming out. It's like, okay, well. But yeah, that's a thing that's coming out, which is, they're making another orphan show. That's interesting.
Another orphan show? Man,
So-
I already watched Vinland Saga.
It'll be long enough.
I mean,
That's what she
Orphan,
said.
as in like the old IP of Orphan, which is interesting. But yeah, there's a bunch of like new season stuff coming out. It seems like.
Yeah.
There's a few shows that don't have synopsises yet. So yeah, we'll find something in here. But yeah, there's some really reading some of these. There's some really over the top, ichi type shows here. So I wonder if we're going into that as a push for a couple seasons, because that will be horrifying for poor Dale.
What are you talking about? He loves those types of shows.
I hate you.
I hate me too.
You're not allowed to hate you.
Yes, I do.
No, you're not allowed.
Stop.
Excuse me.
All right.
Yeah,
Oh.
hopefully we'll find something good in this coming season. It looks to be this coming season, like the winter 2020 season.
Zod is still lobbying that
is-
2.5 Weebs need some Toku. What? What's Toku? Do I want to know? Is this? Can we talk about? Is this? What's that? Toku
We
Satsu.
really
I don't
don't-
know what that is. Zod,
I
that you added
can't-
4 letters, and I'm even more
sure-
confused.
I'm sure you're saying it wrong, but I don't have the stream up because my internet's being iffy. So
Got it.
I can't judge. So I'm just not going to.
Kamen Rider Super Sentai Ultraman. I don't. Is that is that
Oh,
like
okay.
is that a studio?
Zod, he doesn't know what you're talking about, but I get what you mean.
Dudes
Who
in
is
suits
David
being
and how
badass.
is he making JoJo's all by himself?
Zod, I don't know. I'm confused. Chat is doing me
Zod, don't-
confused.
Don't confuse
You're throwing Japanese words at me, and I'm just like, what? God damn it.
him. Zod, he's not good with English. Stop giving him
Oh,
Japanese.
That's
Okay.
true. That is true. I do struggle to speak my native language. So let's yeah.
Tokusatsu is a Japanese term for live action film or television drama that makes heavy use of special effects. So, Power Rangers.
Got you. Okay.
He really wants us to watch Gridman.
Got it. I just watched a preview for that fetish show, and I'm 100% in for it, says Cherry. Oh my god, no. Please, no.
Okay, there's a preview. I watched that on my own time.
Cherry's all about those fetishes.
Son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch. I'm in.
No, that's the thing. Dale's out.
That was my favorite episode of The Mandalorian. You son of a bitch. I'm in.
That was a good episode. Last week's
Oh,
was
I
so
see.
good,
Zod
too.
sent me a whole bunch of screenshots. So yeah, like I got you.
Yeah.
That's not anime though.
It is not.
He wants us to watch Gridman.
Is it weeb shit though? I guess so.
Gridman is.
Oh, there's a Fancy Stay Night movie coming out, or Fate Stay Night movie coming out. Yay!
Yeah, Heaven's Field Part 3.
And there's also Goblin Slayer movie coming out.
Ooh, see, I'm in there. Can we watch that? Oh man.
When does the Demon Slayer movie come out?
The Goblin Slayer one comes out on February 1st. That's nice.
Are we gonna be able to watch that one legally on the internet?
Legally?
Okay. Gotcha.
Me, yes. You, no.
Got it.
Probably not.
Sad. Well, how do
'Cause
I
of
get to
how-
watch it?
So what you got to do? You
The
have
same
to,
way I would watch it on the internet. It's just
No,
I
you
don't
go
have to deal with the same
online,
laws as you.
right? You figure out when it's going to be at your local theater. It's usually 1 or 2 days. You buy a ticket, back row, far left. Nobody can see you there if you get there 5 minutes early.
Okay.
You go
comfy,
in, but you
comfy.
need to make sure that you're dressed in your Hagao jacket. All right?
Your what
need-
jacket? What is this?
Oh. I'm going to go into an incognito tab really quickly.
Oh no. Oh no.
I'm going to send you an image.
Oh
I want
God.
you to A, recognize this is real, B, recognize people own this, and C, recognize that someone wore this to a Christmas party I was at last night. Uh, this is not something you should show on stream. I have DM'd you.
Okay. All right. Yes. Gotcha. I will not
Yeah,
wear that. I don't have one of those.
you need to order one.
Also, I would like to point out that my local theater will definitely not be showing anime. Just a thought.
Yeah, mine would never as well.
No way.
Mine does the events. So like
Well,
when My
good
Hero
for
came
you.
out, I went and saw that. And
My name's Comfy, and I live in a
Not
populated
small
area.
place.
wow, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Zod also DM'd me another variant of that, so that's great.
Oh, is it the one with color?
No.
I need you to
The
show
one
me,
I sent
Comfy.
you to- Oh, you.
He needs
it's-
to know for science because he already knows exactly what it is, but
No.
he's a
I
pervert.
probably know. It's just I want to see which one you sent out.
that one.
Hi, Sasha. Don't stare at me, bitch.
I want to point out somebody wore that to Christmas party last night, unironically, as a normal human being. I don't know how to deal with it.
It was him.
Sorry, chat.
It was him. He did it.
That cannot be posted online or in stream.
Sasha, no. You sit there and be quiet, pup. I love you. Hush. I'm busy.
It's like no, me. Pay attention.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so that's fun.
So yeah, we'll figure something out.
I think we're done here.
Well, we can discuss it more next week, but next week is
Yeah,
going to be
there's-
the first. Wait, is this what is this called? Isekai Quartet? Is it like a shorter show,
I forget.
or
actually. I
is
feel
it like a normal length?
check.
Sasha,
I believe it's normal length. It is very chibi animated.
uh-huh.
It is. I'm loading up an episode. It is 10-minute episodes.
Okay, so should
Oh,
we do
that's-
like 4? Let's do 4.
Yeah, let's do 4 then.
Let's do 4 of those. So yeah, the first 4 episodes of Isekai Quartet. That makes my homework really short. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm busy doing Christmassy stuff, and also we're
I
gonna do
assume
some
most
Destiny
people
stuff.
are.
So yeah, next week Isekai Quartet. First 4 episodes of that. Anybody got anything of note they're gonna be working on this week? I don't have anything.
Work stuff.
Yeah.
I mean that's about it. Stuff is pretty much wrapped, I think, for the year for majority of big things.
So, oh man, you guys ready for how gift giving is so easy with Amazon?
Okay.
This seems like a trap.
So I ordered a gift for my brother, just like a wrist rest for his keyboard, right? Ordered it on Amazon. Amazon's like, yeah, boy, we got you. You pay for Prime, you pay out the ass, 2-day shipping. Good. It has been a week. They sent it to the mountains.
Oh my
They sent it. Now, I only know this because I know where they sent it because they're like, yeah, sorry, we sent it to Thousand Oaks. I was like, my friend lives there. That's in the middle of nowhere. like my roommate, my ex-roommate lives there. And I was like, yeah, we sent it to Thousand Oaks. I was like, okay, why would you do that? Like, why is that a thing at all? So I needed to not get it. Then I needed to wait 2 days for them to be like, oh yeah, our bad, we screwed up. Then I had to get a refund, which still hasn't gotten processed yet. But they processed it, but I don't have the money back yet. I had to reorder it. Got another one, showed up last night. The first one showed up this morning.
Wait, yeah, that's fun.
So now I have 2. And like, I don't know if I'm just gonna steal one or what.
I mean, you might as
but
well.
Yeah.
I would.
It's just
Fuck
I
it.
mean, if it's something that's good that you want to use yourself, yeah.
Yeah, just use it.
So it's like a. Yeah.
I need to get a new one. Mine is very. It was very cheap,
Ugh.
and now it's
I like
2
how
years old.
2 of you DM'd me this as well. I love this.
What?
Zod's on it. Good job, Zod.
Both you and Zod. Yeah,
Oh, you asked me to. Okay.
I know. I love the fact that Zod did it as well, though. It's great.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now, I have looked
Sasha,
at
no.
PJ pants with that on it.
Yeah, they actually come in a set.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Next week, Isekai Quartet. Thanks for listening. You can find
Dale,
Comfy
what's
Wear.
a PO box that I can send you a sweater and sweatpants at?
No. There's a whole
I have
comforter
his-
set. Of course there is, Poppins. God damn it.
I have his address.
Oh my god, this
No.
is perfect, Copper.
No. And now I don't know how to remove it from PayPal. I don't know if you can. There's gotta be a way. Shit. Sasha!
Wait,
This is
Copper,
welcome to the
do you
guys.
wanna
Thanks
go
for
in on a
listening
gift
to this.
for him?
This is a mess of an episode, guys. Thanks for listening. You can
More like a mess episode.
stop. You should have said Mesopode. It would have been way better, but you fucking ruined it. God. All right,
Man,
guys.
this
Next
is a
week, 2.5
Mesopode.
Weebs is Isekai Quartet. Comfy is mixer.com/Comfimus. Other places is Comfimus. Copper Lion Art. Other places for Mr. Copper and
Copper
stuff.
Lion Designs.
And Copper Lion Designs. And my dog is telling me she has to potty. You can find me at
She's like, "Now, bitch."
mixer.com/Mr. Vengeance. And
Do you think
Twitter
that
and
God stands
Instagram
in
at
heaven
_Mr.
because he
Vengeance.
too lives in fear of what he's created?
I didn't even
She's
hear what
literally-
Comfy said. Anyway,
She's literally staring at him too.
yeah.
Like, you can
All right,
see
guys.
her.
I'll be back soon. Next week.
Ugh.
Thank you for listening, guys. Appreciate it. You're all
I'm sorry.
fantastic.